Today we're taking a look at the combination Albion Patriotic. This is a move sequence that I recently used in a tournament, and it went quite well. I was able to win my game with Albion. I wanted to share the move sequence with you all, so let's get into it. So Albion Patriotic has some weaknesses and it has some strengths. One of its strengths is that it generates a lot of coin and it can control the board in a way that some Albion combinations and some other combinations can't, because it has a lot of power, and as we know, Albion's mechs are very strong in combat. However, it does tend to be somewhat of a slower combination. I think I found a way to speed it up a little bit while still generating a lot of coin. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do, which is a pretty standard start for Albion Patriotic, is to trade to oil. The fastest way to get to your first enlist, which is important to get to quickly, is to trade for 2 food and then produce into an enlist. But we're going to get there a little slower, but it's still going to be pretty quick, and we're going to set ourselves up for an overall quicker sequence. Let's go ahead and trade for that 2 oil. On the second turn, we're going to move to this village and bring our character out. And of course, we don't use the flag because it doesn't give us anything adjacent to our home base. We upgrade twice, upgrade the move, and the enlist. Well, we're not on food, but what we can do for our first enlist is on turn 3, we trade 2 food. And then when it gets back to us, we produce into our enlist. Now we're going to take coin, and we have a choice. We can take combat cards to protect ourselves, or we can take popularity to put us at 4, which gives us the option for taking some of the really good bottom row encounter options. There's one for 3 popularity specifically that gives you 5 resources. 5 resources would be insane on this particular move sequence. So you can take the risk and take the popularity, or you can be a little bit safer and take the combat cards. We're going to take the combat cards. But you do want that coin enlist in most circumstances because it is super strong. We're going to do another trade for oil. That's just part of being Albion Patriotic, is you have to trade for your oil based on where you start. Your tundra is forever away from your village. And now we produce and get ourselves to 5 workers. So now it's decision time. We're going to move, and you see we can put enough workers on this farm that we can then start producing straight into our enlists. And we've got to put this character either on this encounter or this encounter. This is the safe one if, for example, you have a fast Saxony in the game or someone else who's threatening you, but it's only round 7. So unless Polani is at the factory, or Saxony Innovative is in the game, or Saxony Industrial, there's a good chance this will be a safe spot until it's time to move again on turn 10. So let's go ahead and take it. What we'd like to see here is oil, because we were going to trade for oil in turn 15, and look at that. We could have gotten 5 resources if we'd taken that popularity, couldn't we have? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and take 3 resources, and I'm going to take 2 oil and a metal for good measure, and drop the flag. We're going to get another upgrade here. So I already had this 2 oil, so I'm going to spin this and go ahead and get what I was going to get, which is a produce upgrade and a deploy upgrade. And now I'm going to go ahead and play the move sequence as if I didn't get such a good encounter and kind of show you how it would have played out. And I'll use the oil later on instead of taking a turn 15 to trade for oil, but I'll talk through how it would have played out without such a great encounter. So this turn, round 8, what we could do is we could go ahead and bolster into a deploy and get a round 8 mech out here and protect ourselves a little bit more. But let's say we didn't get that extra metal. What would we do? Well, in round 8, we would produce, and we would get 2 workers, 2 food, and a metal, which would give us 2 food and probably the combat card recruit. And again, we have a choice. We're going to move in turn 10, so we could take the power to protect ourselves, or the popularity to get a better option on the next encounter. Let's say we're a little bit safe here and we feel good about it, so let's go ahead and take the popularity, because turn 9 is the turn when we're going to use the 3 metal that we have even without this encounter metal, but rally on the village. All right, so now we're going to move. And we're going to move 3 workers to the mountain. We're going to take the character to the encounter. And that's it. Won't use the 3rd move. So let's see, what do we have here? We can gain 1 worker and go ahead and go to 8 workers and get 2 resources. So we could get 2 oil for another upgrade. We could go ahead and get some more metal and bolster sooner to protect ourselves quicker. Let's say that we hadn't gotten anything useful on this encounter at all. We're going to hold off on this upgrade as well, because I'm going to show you when I would trade for it and how this would go without that great encounter. We're going to end right here without the upgrade. Okay, it's turn 11. We're going to produce. And probably get this right here and some power. Turn 12. We are going to get mech number 2. Remember, we have this 4 metal even without the encounter. So let's go for something like shield or burrow. It doesn't matter a whole lot. Let's say we want to protect this area and we're playing a little defensively and we go with shield. Turn 13. We've already got 2 mechs out and 3 enlists. If we hadn't gotten, we're already at 8 workers, so we don't produce on that 3rd spot. So now we go to 2 stars, getting our last enlist. We're a little ahead on our list versus our mechs, but that's okay. That's going to allow us to move. Now here comes mech number 3. And let's go with burrow and put it here. Notice that we're at 23 coins right now with only 1 neighbor. The bot has built 2 mechs and probably has built them both. Let's see, which mat is this? Mechanical. Probably built both those mechs after we got this coin. So you can get up to 8 coins from your neighbors off this enlist. We only got 2. So figure we would be at round 15, closer to 29 coins with a total score of 44. And that's in round 15. That's not bad considering Albion hasn't started moving yet. So at the end of round 15, we're going to have moved again. So let's burrow across here. Place a flag. Leave a worker behind. Go to here. Hopefully we're picking up a combat doing this. And we're going here. Now, what we would normally do in turn 15 is we would trade for 2 oil. Because what that allows us to do is upgrade here and upgrade our bolster and our deploy. But we got the oil off the encounter. So we don't have to do that in turn 15. We're going to upgrade our bolster and our deploy by moving and end our turn. And you'll notice, because the bot upgraded a little bit, we're kind of close to the power star after this. You're not usually going to get the power star with this combination because you upgrade produce instead of bolster. You sacrifice the power star for some speed. So you'll want to have in this, with this combination, a doable objective, if at all possible, or get pretty lucky with the power star. So now you use this 2 metal. Let's put it right, let's see, where would we put this? Doesn't matter that much. Let's put it here. So now here it is, round 16. If you were able to get combats, or if someone attacked you and you got combats, you're ready to end the game. You just ended the game in round 16. It's our turn again in round 17, and we could end the game now by moving and taking combats. So let's just go ahead and grab our objective. Let's assume, say that there was somebody on this tunnel right here, and maybe on this tunnel. So Take a mech. Got a lot of power. We take a mech to this tunnel. Win a combat. Take a mech to take the character to this tunnel. Win a combat. Place a flag. Be sure if your character is one of the units that's in combat that you do their combat first, so you don't end the game before you can place the flag, because once you get the combat star, you can't place the flag. And for good measure, the mech just takes another territory. And we turn in Northern Advantage. So here it is. We just ended the game in round 17 by just getting 3 resources of our choice, a pretty standard encounter. So this is the Albion Patriotic strat. If you get lucky, you can end in 17 rounds with no encounter help, assuming you can get combats. Turn 18 if you have to go look and find combats. And with a good encounter, you can even end in turn 16 or 17. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this strategy, and I'll see you next time.